in our schools, okay? You can't have kids going to a school, particularly our young elementary students, going into a school and not have connections to really extend what happens for their kids. The problems that I think that you're addressing have to do with shifts, and let's take the one that in my experience, that was the most difficult was elementary mathematics. Okay, some of you agree that that's a more difficult one for parents, right? Because it's not being taught the way you were taught. Now, here, lay this out logically. If we decide that we are going to keep the standards the way that we've always taught, but yet we aren't really preparing our kids in the world we're living in today, the 21st century, we aren't really preparing them to be able to do mathematics in a way that is very sequence-oriented and very problem-solving oriented. If we're not doing that, we could either decide to keep it the old way, and the parents might feel real comfortable with that, or let me finish, sir.
Brief thing about the old way. Everybody in this room has learned the old way, and they're all successful.
Okay, so let me finish. Or we can decide that we're going to get kids ready to look at mathematics in the ways that we've seen. I mean, we have lots of people that have said that students have to have the kind of algebraic understandings that come from some of the work that we're doing in early grades, and that they'll be more successful as they get into middle school and high school if they have that in the early grades. That is not something that used to be in the math curriculum. So it is a question of shifting it. I have said to principals and to superintendents that part of what they have to do is have opportunities for parents to understand this mathematics and have questions answered about it so they feel more comfortable with it. But it's a basic issue for us. Are we going to shift to what is going to really prepare our kids for what they're going to face and the kinds of jobs and things they'll have available to them, or not? And I guess that's the question. I certainly agree with you that it's really critical to have parents involved in what's going on and parents supportive of children. And I can understand why schools would say in mathematics, maybe I'm going to try to have the homework done at home or at school so that at home it's not a stress for them. But I'm not sure that that's the answer either. I've talked to the principals and schools a few minutes ago and said one of the key things that you have to do is you have to make sure that you're connecting to your community and your parents groups. And otherwise, it's a problem for everyone.